That level preview is always the same for this level, and I think this is the only level that does that. I don't know why that's always the same level preview. I think they could have had some cool ones. But this was a really hard level for me when I first did it on Double O Agent, and I didn't try and beat the game on Double O Agent until about 5 years ago. I wish I had done it as a kid, but as a kid it was just too hard, and I wasn't really interested in it. But one of the shittiest things about the difficulty in this level is the distance fog. It makes it hard to see these guys. And also, those crates don't offer good cover at all. They'll explode and they can hurt you, and they normally don't hurt you for much, but just being behind cover that can explode when the guards shoot at it is not very good. And also, I remember thinking, and saying in the facility level, why does Trevelyan have a D5K Deutsch? I just found that to be a strange weapon. Well, since he's the leader of Janus, or Janus, I think it's Janus, and they all use these guns, it would make sense for him to have it. I don't know if that was actually some kind of foreshadowing, or if they just gave him the gun arbitrarily, but making this area look a little more easy than it actually is. Not like I'm playing so well I make it easy, I just think I'm making it look easier than it actually is just by having done it so many times at this point. But it is really easy to take a lot of damage just in that first room, especially when you're using the PP7, because it only has like 7 shots. And that guard back there in the black that I already killed, I killed 2 of them, but they take a lot more damage than these guys from the frigate. I mean, these are just completely the frigate guards, which is lame. They should have all been the black armor guys, because you haven't seen as many of those, but, oh, well, I guess it doesn't fucking matter. But yeah, they take a lot more damage. And sometimes these doors will open on you, and since there's 2 doors back to back to make it look more like a train car, it's really annoying when you're trying to shoot people without going into the room to try and clear out the room. They'll open and then close like that. I mean, I didn't have any problem with it in this recording, but I've had a problem with it many, many times. And there's a ton of guys in there. We're also on the levels here that you start off with the unsilenced PP7. I remember that was something that was a way for me to really tell that you've gotten farther in the game, is when you start not having a silenced PP7. And I don't know why all the levels later on don't have a silencer on the PP7. I can understand for this level, because they seem to like just already know you're there, but even in the depot, you know, silencer could have been useful. I don't know. I thought that was just a way for the developers to like measure progress, but that was because I was a kid and I was stupid. I really don't know why they took the silencer off. But these rooms can be tricky because you can get down the row of the corridor here, and guards will just start appearing behind you and in front of you, because there's guards in these locked doors on the sides here that won't come out till you, I guess, killed everybody in the room or walked past them. It's really annoying, and also the distance fog makes it where you can't really see what you're shooting at. So I just shoot into the darkness and hope I kill them, and that's a method I've had ever since I was a kid. See, I'm getting shot at from behind. I don't know where the fuck that's coming from. It makes a weird sound when you shoot the water. Rare was really good about sound effects. And I just liked that there was a toilet in there. As a kid, I thought that was really realistic for there to be a toilet. But, you know, you don't really feel like you're moving in this train. I guess with the sound effects, they give it like there's, you know, movement. That's like the best they could do. And this is a really famous and interesting level as a kid, and just back in '98. I used to get really stressed out in this room right here when it would turn green, because you have these guards that are all, you know, heavily armored. And they also have double ZMGs, but it's like random which one will have the double ZMGs, which used to really stress me out, because I thought getting the ZMG was like the most important thing, and like switching to the ZMG was very important. I had to do that as soon as possible, when I should have just waited until I killed the guards to switch. But it is lame that they wait till the end of the level to give you a new gun. They should have just given them all ZMGs just because it's something different. I think they're a little bit stronger than the D5K. There's a guy back there in one of those locked doors in the first green room that won't come out till you've gotten like you know, to a certain point in the level, and I was stressed out about him. He's killed me many times. And I got 2 guards in this level to do that fall against the wall and slide down animation. That's a really rare one and hard to pull off, and I got 2 in one video. It's really weird. Double ZMGs is kind of cool, although I don't really like the angle that they show the gun. Like, I don't like that top view. It makes them look weird. I didn't even know they were supposed to look like just Uzis as a kid because of the weird top view. So this is the hardest part for me. I fuck up on this all the time, where you have to shoot Xena and Oromov. Because if you don't kill a Xenia, not Xena, the warrior princess, then she won't be like, wait for me, and then you won't have enough time to get all the objectives done. You'll definitely have enough time to do this, but you won't have enough time to get the objectives done. I thought this was really cool as a kid, how you had that watch laser and how you actually do this like it was in the movie. This was one of the reasons that the game was so well received, you know, back in '98, because this level actually does follow the movie really closely. Oromov does have a gun to Natalia's head. Xenia and Trevelyan are there, although a gate doesn't slam down and then they fly away. And Natalia does do that. Natalia does sit there and try and find Boris on a computer. And I guess they do fly away in a helicopter in the movie, but just not the way that it's done in the game. But yeah, if you don't know that little exploit of hitting Xenia to give you more time, you could probably get really frustrated with this. But you don't even have to do that in Agent. And so when I started playing this on 00 Agents, that was hard for me for a while, because I didn't know to do that. I actually think I figured that out by looking on the internet, or I might have just shot her, I don't know. Actually, I probably knew, because I used to always try and shoot them, even as a kid, to try and kill them before they left. I think I'd managed it once with the golden gun, but escape out into this dark abyss. It wasn't night in the movie. Most of the game's levels all take place in the middle of the night in the late game, but a lot of the stuff done in the game at this point was during the day. So they just run away instead of making out with each other. I always thought that train looked really weird, like a weird face. And that is what the train looked like in the movie.